Global AI funding has reached roughly $473 billion. Out of that massive pool of capital, the United States controls over $383 billion. 36% of global AI capital is locked inside just three companies: OpenAI, Anthropic, and xAI. The logic driving this monopoly is structural. Developing frontier models and securing the massive server infrastructure to run them are intensely capital-intensive barriers. The result is a global bottleneck. A handful of Silicon Valley corporations now possess the scale to dictate the digital infrastructure for the rest of the world. Looking at India, the historical context is different. For decades, the country operated largely as a consumer of IT services, adopting artificial intelligence relatively slowly. Relying entirely on foreign foundational models creates a deep technological dependency. Because these models are trained primarily on Western datasets, they often struggle with India's multilingual reality, meaning if a system can't process Kannada or Marathi as effectively as English, it can't serve the local economy. To counter this, the country is leaning on its existing assets. India has a massive STEM workforce and a sprawling ecosystem of over 1.8 lakh startups ready to build software solutions that are locally relevant. The government's strategic response is the India AI mission, backed by a public allocation of over 10,300 crore rupees. The objective is to ensure AI development isn't hoarded by a few corporations, but instead distributed across a resilient, decentralized network of local innovators. This document outlines the hardware bottleneck, GPUs. These chips are mandatory for training AI models, but are often too expensive for early-stage startups. The India AI mission's 7 pillars reveal a multi-layered strategy to lower these hardware barriers across the country. The state is directly intervening by using public funds to acquire tens of thousands of GPUs, networking them into a federated compute facility for public use. The scale is expanding rapidly. The government initially targeted 10,000 GPUs, has already onboarded 38,000, and is now working toward a national capacity of 200,000 units. To make this capacity accessible, the government is subsidizing these top-tier GPUs, offering them to local startups and academic researchers for just 65 rupees per hour. By absorbing extreme hardware costs, the state is transforming computing power into a democratized public utility. This subsidized computing power provides the foundation for sovereign AI, indigenous foundational models built specifically for India's diverse, multilingual population. The environment is already producing results. Startups like Sarvam AI have reached valuations of $1.5 billion by developing custom language models using anonymized, consent-based public datasets. But hardware and software pipelines stall without the human layer. Operating this ecosystem requires a massive, continuous influx of specialized talent. To build that workforce, the national education policy is integrating computational thinking and AI literacy into public school curricula, starting as early as grade 3. At the higher education level, the Future Skills Initiative provides state-funded fellowships to support thousands of undergraduates, postgraduates, and PhD scholars. By funding the hardware, the software models, and the education of the people who operate them, the country is building a self-reliant technological stack. The central question for this type of state intervention is whether it actually drives tangible private sector investment. The response from the private sector has been significant. What investors call the AI CapEx trade has already driven over $20 billion in cumulative tech infrastructure investments from both global giants and local firms. This table highlights the current ecosystem, noting that 87% of Indian enterprises actively utilize AI solutions. Looking at broader metrics, annual revenues for the tech sector are projected to cross $280 billion, and the domestic AI market nearly $257 billion by 2035. India now ranks third in global AI vibrancy and is the second largest contributor to AI projects on GitHub. The strategy has shifted the country from being a consumer of foreign services to an active architect of its own digital future. The final pillar is regulation. As AI adoption scales across critical sectors like healthcare and agriculture, the risk of harm grows alongside it. Rather than adopting rigid codes, the government is taking an adaptive approach, establishing the AI Safety Institute to test models and protect citizens without stalling startup innovation. When viewed on the global stage, this strategy stands in sharp contrast to the highly concentrated corporate models of the US and China. India is proving that technological autonomy can be achieved through accessible public infrastructure, providing a sovereign blueprint for the entire global South.